Hello! Welcome
Hello
back to the Calrissian Cup Summer Major! I'm here, I'm a little hammer. I'm joined by R1H4 and Uplink. How are you guys doing? I know I've asked it multiple times today, but as we're getting to the grand finals, I want to hear how you holding up.
You know what? I'm not going to lie. I did towel myself down after those last couple matches. I'm feeling good, though, coming into this final here. Boy, howdy, do we have some competition out today.
I know. IG and Cavern Angels Gold coming in. IG being a bit of an upset over many attorney Victor Splinter Squadron. Uplink, how do you feel about that?
It's wild, man. What universe are we in? Did someone mess up the timeline?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Maybe, unfortunately, as he has been branded in the chat there, Mistake Waka, he'll let us know how that's how that's going. All the love.
Damn it!
But
yeah,
But what a day, right? I mean, we've got Cavern Angels Gold Squadron here coming, I believe, off of their victory in the June event as well, coming in hot into the finals here against Imperial Guard, both of them without a golden ticket to the Calrissian Cup final. So whoever does will come away with a guaranteed spot in that final event for, of course, 5,000 cool Canadian dollars.
Yeah, exciting to see two newcomers to this grand finals. Well, not newcomers per se, but two newcomers that one of them is going to be new for points. Again, English hard. You get the idea, though.
Boonga boonga good. Right. And both Imperial Guard and Cavern Angels, right? Both very long-standing teams that we've seen develop and progress exceptionally well over the Calrissian Cup series at large, right? Now today taking down, essentially two giants of our early, games, early rounds of the Calrissian Cup, both Randalorians and Splinter Squadron here. So it's anybody's game for these finals. I am excited for this grand finals today.
Yeah, and I'm excited to watch as I'm going to leave you two guys to handle it again. It's been great. Thanks for having me, but I'm going to leave you with R1 and Uplink for these grand finals. It's Cavern Angels Gold and Imperial Guard. Who will win? Let's find out, guys.
Ooh, all right.
And we're jumping in.
I'm on the top this time. Okay. Hey,
you got
Blake,
this.
how's it going?
Good. How's it going?
I won. So it looks like we are playing on Sisabu for our first round of the grand finals for today, with the Imperial Guard starting off in, their Imperial uniforms. Two TIE bombers. Looks like Dynasty coming in with the Bully TIE fighter here. Interesting. I think we saw an ion torpedo on that Reaper ion missile on the TIE Defender. I thought I saw rockets and repair for a hot moment on that TIE Fighter. We'll see if that's what loadout they carry all the way through there. But here we've got more ion missiles, protons, of course, Goliaths and multi-locks. You could sing that song for those Y-Wings all day long. And Ham, of course, in the mighty U-Wing support. So some extremely close matches between Cavern Angels Gold and Randalorians coming out of that last semifinals match. Uplink, you had the pleasure of watching that. What are we watching out for from Cavern Angels in these finals?
I mean, the speed and efficiency of Cavern Angels is almost unmatched, and the willingness and determination to get something out of phase, even if it looks insurmountable. It's really impressive and awesome to see a team so dedicated to just push it to the seconds, so where each team has only moments away from the other winning and just trying to test it out that way.
Yeah, it's a great point, right? That risk reward of trying that out of phase versus not. I think we've seen Cavern Angels as New Republic pull that off quite a bit, right? using the relatively unguarded rear of that ISD, taking advantage of those scenarios, using it to their advantage personally, and taking out that ships. And here we go with the opening phase with Imperial Guard and Cavern Angels Gold coming out strong here. Oh, Knight getting taken down almost immediately on the outset. That is wild stuff, and that is going to give the Imperial Guard a very large advantage in this skirmish up front. Horror also going down. It is Imperial Guard all the way. Holy smokes. An incredible opening from Imperial Guard here, focusing heavily on the, well, I guess you could say on the perhaps the primary interceptor Knight out of the Cavern Angel squadron there, and knocking them out, like, it almost seemed like before the match really even began. But choosing on the face-off just to knock Knight to the ground and take advantage of that opening offensive push. And we have Imperial Guard now pushing into the Nebulon Bs, taking down the shields on C, and now, of course, pushing into the shields on D. A little bit of Ion for Minor 7th. That could be trouble. And we can see those beacons going out on all those Imperial Guard pilots fluttering around that's where I was going, that Nebulon B. And Minor 7th, of course, did eventually go down there, so a little bit of pushback from Cavern Angels. They've almost got it. C is not quite out of phasable yet. Kriegzilla running through all those pipes and whatnot. It looks like maybe they'll get away. No, they won't. And that will flip it back. I don't think that you know what, I'll be honest, I was watching that escape so hard, I did not even see what the Nebby was at. It looks like they will not be able to out of phase that Nebby, at least not right away. And they are choosing to go now on full defense for the Imperial Guard here.
So we've gotten a wide variety of play styles, and it's going to be fun to see which ones they decide to go on, because we've been so hardcore on the randos versus the Cavern Angels Gold that each time that they switch up the Cavern Angels Gold versus the Imperial Guard, they're going to be changing up their strategies, and it's looking good. It's looking good. Both teams getting to know each other, practicing the sword fighting against each other.
Ah, yes, that artful dance of sword fighting. I guess nobody would be using lightsabers here, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. Vibroblades at dawn, perhaps then. And Knight also gets taken down again here during this offensive phase. They're starting to run low on morale, but maybe... Oh! Horror also going down, a little bonking around there on C, but it looks like they will have that in range to be out of phase. D is now getting punished as well. IG now finally takes down the CR90, pushing the phase back. And of course the out of phase on that Architans does give them a little bit of a nubbin back into, pushing back on that offense, shortening that for
there goes the
Imperial Guard. And it looks like maybe there was even a player kill there as well. Yes, Nar did go down, so now... this assault from Imperial Guard looking a little dicey. They don't have a lot of room for error. They've really got to push, and oh no, Kriegzilla also gets taken out there. They are down below half. They will be able to out of phase C, but there's just not enough time in this morale bar for Imperial Guard to get all the way. They do finish off C, whether they did or whether the Corvette did, I don't know, but that will extend them in phase just a hair, but it will likely not be enough to get down D. Let's see if they can hold out. A lot of pressure being applied back from Cavern Angels here, who are just firing on all cylinders in this match.
They're working to get that morale back into their favor. Imperial Guard still doing really good. Oh, as I say that, they are losing morale quite quickly. I'm going to say they're doing pretty good with keeping it.
Minor 7th gets taken down, and there goes the Raider Corvette. So now that is it. That Nebby is close. It looks like it might just go down. Maybe.
Maybe.
So much fire around it, but it does not fall. And it's now back to... There it finally goes.
There it goes.
Now it's finally back to... but it's almost all for naught, right? It's immediately offset by both a player kill on Kriegzilla and the last kill on that Architect's Frigate. And now they've got nearly a full bar going into that ISD. This is exactly where Cavern Angels wants to be. Let's see what they do with it.
Okay, Cavern
looks
Angels
like just getting caught in a tractor beam just for a little bit there. He's under quite a bit of fire. We can see them dancing around while all the time we've been watching just dance and avoid fire here. Both of the shields have been disabled on the ISD, and now they are pouring damage into the hull. Unlike a lot of other teams, they go for a double disable on the shield rather than trying to kill them outright.
It's a great strategy when it works, and it has been working for them, because look at the damage they've been dealing with this.
Right, they don't have to waste time focusing on those subsystems, right? They get to come in, deal the damage to the power system, don't even worry about targeting, continue to fire, and there it is, a full kill on the ISD from Cavern Angels, just making it all work there in our first round in this best-of-5 series for our grand finals.
Again, Cavern Angels Gold with their strategies, it's working so well with the speed and efficiency. Here we have Cavern Angels Knight with 45k, the Horror with 31, Jish with 34, and Ralph with, was that 32?
Yeah, a lot of well balanced across all of the combat pilots there, right? Even a little bit of cap ship damage coming in from the support craft there, but you're absolutely right. I think even into a few of the games from the previous series, I said, well, I mean, Cavern Angels has taken what was traditionally seen as the slightly weaker faction and made it their business. Like, as in, they know all of the places to push the Imperial side of the map. And then, of course, when as we saw versus Randalorians, I think they also won their Imperial match as well. So it's not to say that they don't know, but they absolutely take advantage of every minute detail, right, of that Imperial Star Destroyer and taking it down.
It's true. Like you said, they specialized in the New Republic. And they have done such a good job with nailing down their strategies for the New Republic. It's almost like it's almost like if you're going up against them, you want to make sure they're the Empire. But that does, like you said, they won their match with them as the Empire too. So they're just
so would it really even work?
Machine.
I don't know, right? So it's almost right. You're almost stuck between two bad choices. Okay, well, I at least know how to run the Imperial side pretty well. I'll go ahead and do that anyway, since that has always been my primary pick, from a historical standpoint. So, excellent execution there from Cavern Angels in that first round versus Imperial Guard. On, of all places, of course, Susubio. We are headed into Nadiri Docknards next. So let us see what we've got going on here. Oh man. It has come to my attention that our Cal Cup tournament organizer, Lucas, aka Mason, it is in fact their birthday today. So, in honor of you, Finds, thank you very much and happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
From all of us cool kids, I guess.
Can you say you're a cool kid? I thought you have to be given that title.
I'm the coolest kid.
I'm going to call you a cool kid.
38-year-old kid I know.
We're all cool kids.
We're all cool kids here. We're fine. How are you? So, hey, happy birthday to Locust. Appreciate it. All right, as we get ready for round 2 here, we are headed into the Deary Dockyards, of course. It looks like, again, I need to figure out how these bans work so I can actually understand the strategy behind it. It does look like Cavern Angels Gold will be on the Imperial side of things. This is unlike, of course, their previous match, or a lot of their previous matches where they've favored that New Republic side of things. I don't know. I don't know what to expect here, because I know that Cavern Angels is really good at New Republic, but also, hey, they seem to also be kicking butt as the Imperial side of things. Now, I can't actually remember. Uplink, you were watching the matches a little bit more closely. Did I see a couple of TIE fighters, like actual TIE fighters, in those matchups?
I believe we saw 1 or 2 for a little bit there.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So rather than going on the full sort of TIE Defender loadout or methodology, they're using more of those tanky bully TIE fighters. Usually that, of course, comes with ion torpedoes. So I'd be really fascinated by what they decide what they decide to choose as their loadouts, and we should see that very soon as we get into the lobby here, coming up in just a bit. So while we're waiting for that,
just one moment
away, while we're waiting for that, Imperial Guard did, I don't know if they intentionally did a gun down night at the very beginning of that phase, but I have to imagine you can't execute something so beautifully unless it was targeted.
I would be in the same situation. I'd be like, take down night, do it. go after him.
I didn't know if it was some sort of revenge killing for knocking out the Randalorians or what. Probably a good-natured beef, but I would agree. If you could and you had the opportunity, it does seem like that would be your preferred target there.
Well, he's such a powerful member of Cavern Angels, so it's a good strategy to go against him, but you can also go a little too far that way, because you could, if you are Cavern Angels, you can use that strength of a single character. Even though it is, broadly speaking, very even on his team, there is a preference for him to deal a lot of that capital ship damage. So you can also use that to your advantage of, say, Knight, just make sure they all go after you and we'll do a bunch of the damage. So
yeah, there you go, right? Having that notoriety, if you are a notorious scoundrel on Cavern Angels, you could use that, of course, to your advantage while you're trying to pull fire away from your squad mates. I could see it. We'll see how it works out for Imperial Guard here in this next round. And
I just know for sure I would be going after Knight. Malice against the guy. I just know, like, if I'm going up against him, we need to make sure he's out of the picture.
I almost have to wonder if I would go the opposite direction. Like, well, hey, I know I'm not going to shoot this guy down, so let me try to shoot down somebody else. But I guess if I was better at the game and
that's true.
Coordinate between 3 other people, yes, that's the direction I would go.
If I was skilled at squadrons, that's what I would do. I would put that asterisk on there. Double dagger, all the things.
All right. We are, of course, going to be on the Deary Dockyards here, where there usually is some extended sort of play between these offensive phases, as players tend to hunt down that AI. So the opening flip is often seen as a little bit more critical on the Deary Dockyards versus other places, but it's also usually the one that's most likely to end in a draw, right? An inconclusive victory there. So something to watch out for in our next match as well, especially to see what our loadouts are on this opening flip, to see what approaches or what strategies they're going to take for it.
Yeah. This one is almost probably the most important map to win the coin flip on. It is super valuable to you as a team to get that first coin flip, because the matches take so long because of the it's very spread out. It takes a while to get from one side to the action.
And we do in fact see, it looks like, a little bit of swapping between things here, between TIE defenders and bully TIE fighters. It looks like maybe we will see more TIE defenders.
Yeah.
Greater than one, perhaps, from Cavern Angels. And then on the Imperial Guard side of things, it is in their standard loadout of 2 Y-Wings, 2 X-Wings. No real major changes here. Minor 7th Kriegzilla in their, in their standard loadouts. Narcissist in the Ion Cannon Tractor Beam, of course, for the U-Wing support. That tractor beam is going to be especially important here, trying to get those player kills on the Deary Dockyard. So let's see what they can do. Uplink, I'll see you on the other side.
Here we go. We're just about to hop in. We're loading it up, watching this beautiful cinematic of squadrons.
Little rotation through the center of Nadiri Dockyards there. Love it, love it. You can see all of those individual platforms and arms and beams that the players, of course, need to negotiate around and can also use for cover. This is also commonly one where we see pilot error come up as a as a kill leader. There are so many tight corridors that players want to be able to take advantage of, and sometimes you hit a boost in the wrong direction and fly into an asteroid. All right.
This is true.
That's true. We've seen it here today. All right, as we go into round 2 of our grand finals, Cavern Angels Gold versus Imperial Guard. Here is the opening kickoff. Pod, you can see here, boosting straight into center territory where they know this middle dogfight is going to be especially hot. You can see the Raiders, and there's there's an opening Goliath there. Not checked, looks like, from Hod, but they're going to be firing in on those AI killers, those Y-Wings, those TIE bombers. Knight,
look,
of course,
they're going after Knight again.
They are going after them yet again. Kriegzilla trying to swing around and avoid fire. There's the pilot error from Ralph and Knight, both getting taken out. It is heavily in favor of Imperial Guard right now. Wait a second. Am I seeing things? Yes, there we go. Imperial Guard on the couldn't read the morale bar in the right direction for whatever reason there for a second. They do manage to win that opening kickoff extremely well, mostly due to what looks like player kills on Knight and Ralph. And that will, of course, bring the opening phase into the hands of Imperial Guard. They've already got the shields down on C, and I have to imagine are going to be heading over to D to do the same thing. So you got this strafing run coming in here. A little bit.
Definitely, I would say definitely favors the New Republic. It is one of those maps where you can say, yeah, probably maybe 8 out of 10 times you as the New Republic will come on top with this map, depending on the gameplay, just because the New Republic favors those longer game links, and that's usually what happens on this map.
Fair. And here we see IG, of course, taking a little bit of a beating there. Kriegzilla going down. Dynasty also going down there. That'll flip the phase entirely. That Nebulon B, or excuse me, that Architans was super close to dead. I think they'll be able to finish it off here in just a moment. Maybe? She trying to put the finishing touches on Hot there, perhaps flying around, and Ralph already starting in on some Nebulon Bs here. We have not seen an Architans go down There are still 2 standing over there. It looks like there is a Imperial Guard player in range there, but they are duking it out over the top of it. They are being contested, perhaps. And there it goes. It finally goes down just a few, almost a full minute into that this assault phase by Cavern Angels. The whole time that's been going on, Cavern Angels has gotten D down to almost dead, and C Shields down to half. So an interesting play. Didn't get all of their players, I guess you could say, back over the line, choosing to try to defend that Architans. And whether it was a great play in the moment, I don't know. But here we can see now Ham taking a casualty there. They get the Raider frigate there to for another 20 points of morale. C is just, I mean, D is essentially done here. They have to tap it a few times on the way out. And there's no AI to be found. This phase continues. It finally happens after a player kill on Horror.
There we go.
Are they even going to be able to get both here? I don't think they would want to, but
I wonder.
There goes the previous Net B, along with a couple more AI, and now it is IG trying to come back on a relatively healthy, Architan's frigate. Another kill on Jish there, and that will give them a little bit of breathing room, especially on that AI hunting that they have to do. Oh man, this one's gonna be a close one. Oh, there's a kill on Narcissist. That is gonna offset that and then some. Oh, just about 2/3 of a morale bar left. They'll get a little bit of a boost after downing this cruiser. Will it be enough to put a significant hurting on this ISD? See there again, some more firing coming in on that CR-90 Corvette. Both the CR-90 and Architans getting just dashed to bits between both teams here.
D goes down, they get that morale, and it's immediately taken back.
And it's just absolutely washed out. Oh, by a kill on Kriegzilla as well. They've just got a few moments to do as much as they can. Well, you know what? It's hard to say. A few moments, quote unquote, on Nadiri dockyards is just simply different, right? Because of the oh man, Miner 7th taking a heavy loss there while trying to circle those shield generators. There's only just a few more, and another kill on Hod. That is it. That is the end of that offensive phase. They might stick around. A little bit of a bug there. They die in a fiery explosion alongside that shield generator. They do manage to take out the left gen. The right gen is still in place, disabled, but no real noticeable damage on it. And it is back in the hands of Cavern Angels Gold here, they're just going to peel through that Net B, and now they're on to the MC-75.
Beautiful, beautiful. That was such a quick attack on Imperial Guard's side.
Right, I think it was an excellent defensive phase from Cavern Angels, choosing to focus on getting those player picks instead of trying to hunt down the AI that's so much more difficult to find throughout this map. And here we go, we've got more shots now coming into that MC-75. Right shield has been disabled, left shield is down, power system is down. MC-75 losing health rapidly here with no reprieve on that morale bar to be seen. Cavern Angels in a commanding lead in this capital ship base race, and they have it there, folks. Cavern Angels Gold takes round 2 of this grand finals match versus Imperial Guard. I don't want to say handily, but that was a pretty solid victory from Cavern Angels. I think Imperial Guard even had a few good, very clutch plays.
They did. And they did
But
some pretty good capital ship damage.
yeah,
19,
yeah.
45, 18, and 21. I mean, nowhere near the 75, 42, 42, and 38 that they had on the other team. But, I mean, Cavern Angels, again, they did the exact same thing, but on the Empire this time.
Right? They did. They really did. And, you know, having, you know, we've seen things like counter picks on the, you know, Dumbfire Goliaths that will go out and things like that, right? Obviously not something that plays into the map here on Nadiri Dockyards. They knew what they needed to adjust from that standard gameplay strategy, right? And executed it beautifully in Nadiri Dockyards. If it wasn't for that odd, you know, opening exchange where essentially Knight and either way, Knight and Ham, maybe either way, where both of the TIE defenders from Cavern Angels took early losses and IG flipped it. That may have been the most successful IG was in that match. I mean, not to say they did a bad job at it, but Cavern Angels was in so much control of all of those key pieces of the map, including player kills when they needed them.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree. IG did a pretty good job starting off. They did a strong start off, but Cavern Angels was just able to bring it out where it mattered in the end game. I thought for a little bit that first maybe about third of the game, I was like, yeah, I think IG's got this one, and Cavern Angels were able to pull it out.
I was absolutely in the same boat watching alongside you there, Uplink. I mean, IG really did have a strong open and a strong push into that first phase, but they had some trouble getting down that first frigate, right?
Yeah.
And then there was a lot of delay in their defense, right? Where they were now trying to get Cavern Angels off of the offense, and Cavern Angels just did a tremendous job pouring the damage into both of those Nebulon B frigates. They were easy pickings for all of the things that they needed to do, right? They could not. Imperial Guard was unable to, I guess you could say, push back enough on Cavern Angels during that offensive phase to buy them enough time, right, in the capital ship by the time they got to it.
Exactly. Where do you think, as we go into this third match, do you think IG will be able to pull it out victory and then be able to make it back against Cavern Angels, or do you think the speed and efficiency of Cavern Angels is just going to be too much for them to take them down?
I don't know. I'm so unfamiliar with this timeline. I don't even know where we're at, right? We're going to
all my previous knowledge does not give me anything to this.
I have no insight as to what's going to happen next, right? We're playing on Galatan. It does look like Cavern Angels will have the New Republic side of things again. How much that really matters, maybe it really doesn't. And coming back from being down 2-0 can be a nightmare to try to climb back, right? It is clearly a best of 5 series. You always can have that upset to go 3-0 in those last 3 matches, right? But it is an uphill climb, both like physically and emotionally, like whether you can steel yourselves enough to actually put yourself into I'm going to win this match, especially after, like, there was no base race, there was no out of phase, and any of those were all extremely clean victories from Cavern Angels. It is on Galatan. There's still a lot of debris in the way, right? So AI pathing is better on Galatan, not the best. It's definitely not Esselis or Yavin, so who knows? But I honestly don't know. Like, I think the plays that IG was using to extreme effect against Splinter Squadron are simply not working against Cavern Angels, at least to the same degree. And I don't know if IG has the same game plan or has the same strength and game plan here as they did versus Splinter Squadron.
Yeah. Well, you saw in that last match that IG did have a lot of player deaths, so they from the environment, not necessarily of the other team. So
that's fair.
Pilot error is definitely a thing that is heightened a lot on Gallatin. So maybe that's something that we see them deal with more, is they have to up their maneuverability between the chicken nugs.
Right between those good chicken tenders there. It is a great question, and it's almost like they're maybe on the wrong side of that coin, right? Especially if Imperial Guard is playing the Imperials, and those TIE defenders, they do not react well to asteroids. So I don't know how well that's going to play out, or if that's going to be a factor here on Gallatin. For the sake of Imperial Guard, I certainly hope not. Yes. I honestly hope that there's a locker room chat going on. Kriegzilla is just standing in the corner shouting somewhere at his team or whatever it might be, right? Somehow psyching them all up in order to clap back at Cavern Angels here to give themselves a win and a foot back into this event. It is going to be a wild one here, and so we've got all of the same sort of story here from in terms of lineup or player lineup, and I would say loadouts here from Narcissus. Again with the tractor beam and targeting beacons. It looks like standard lasers instead of ions. I think we've seen ions a few times here or there from Narcissus, but perhaps not. Oh, they changed right at the last minute. They could see me watching them. So obviously making those fine-tune adjustments between all of the different loadouts that they have. Do I bring ions? Do I not? They're having those conversations at this very moment. If we hop over to the New Republic side of things, Ralph's going to play us a little ditty there. And then both Jish and Horror coming in with their Y-Wings, Ham in the U-Wing, and Ralph at night, of course, Ralph was the TIE defender that got whacked at the beginning of the last one. That's right. Always forget about Ralph.
Poor Ralph.
Poor Ralph. It's just always overshadowed at night in the big matches. But we love you, Ralph. It's all good. As we get into our lobby here, we are loading in with a lovely... Yeah, look at all those. And those crazy, like that nebula in the background. I also don't think I ever noticed that. Once again, just the sheer gorgeous backdrop we get to play in when we play Squadrons here. On display as we load into this round 3.
And we're loading in right now. It's going to be good.
With the round 3 of Cavern Angels Gold versus Imperial Guard here on Gallatin in our grand finals of the Calrissian Cup Summer Major event. We are getting right underway here with Ralph yet again sort of speeding up and boosting into the center of the map here, surrounded by his wingmates. Let's see what they make of it all here. And I think Ralph looks like they've got a target. They get a little bit of beacon action there. We could see some... Whoa, what a play. Holy smokes. It was all over before Imperial Guard even managed to get an AI kill in there. They get a couple off the, as a follow-up there. But Cavern Angels able to sneak past whatever defenses Imperial Guard had there Knight does get taken down, but also Creekzilla falls in that melee, and the Cavern Angels are on offense yet again after that opening flip. Boy, howdy. Shields are already down on D. Whoa, little bit of bonk from Ralph, but that's okay. He's an X-Wing. Oh, well, and the Ion, it might not. No, Ralph also goes down.
To survive.
Not able to survive after that. Getting that morale bar now docked down to just about under half. Damage continues to pour into D. A lot of firing still onto C as well, just trying to get shields down here, but primary focus based on at least where their morale bar is right now is going to be on that D Corvette, trying to take it down as fast as they can. Ooh, a little bit of morale action in reverse. They do take down Narcissist as well. There goes the CR90. They've just got one AI left, and there it goes. And they are back on offense. That cruiser is down to 2. She down to 1. There it goes. Finally goes back, but at the cost of one of their squadron mates. So that doesn't give them a great position coming into this defensive phase, but it does give them a little bit of something. Let's see what Imperial Guard is able to do here. They are fighting for their lives here. Ralph is spinning. It's a good trick.
Try spinning.
Apparently works for him. He was able to both get resupplied and shield regen. Ralph is cooking with gas again over there. Able to shake off any of their attackers. Minor 7th goes down for Imperial Guard. And a lot of Imperial Guard looking pretty shaky there from a health standpoint. D finally down to... They have their shields down. Oh no, but Dynasty now gets taken out. Boy, Cavern Angels is just sticking it to Imperial Guard like nothing else here.
They are so aggressive with their strategy this game. They know they want to end it here.
Boy, and at the rate they are going, they absolutely will. They managed to flip the phase without losing a Nebulon B in the process, and they are now back on offense. Ralph does go down. He gets picked, but they continue this New Republic just onslaught into those Imperial cruisers. D down to about, I'm going to guess about 15 health and falling quick. Nar on life support. They take him down as well. And with this destruction, they're going to be at a full morale bar going into that ISD.
And like we've seen time and time again, even the past only 2 games, they have Cavern Angels can take it all the way in one phase. The strategy is just so intense.
Right, they're the just pure onslaught that they are able to bring to the table here. I honestly am a little stunned on how well they do it and how well they're able to bring their guns on target so consistently and so effectively every single time. We see another couple more player kills come in on defense here. Jish and Knight both going down. It looks like they might even be going for a few kills. Yes, they do destroy one of the shield generators.
Okay, interesting. Switching up the
power systems is down as the Star Destroyer's got a fair bit of health. I think they're just playing it safe. Yep. The Corvette has been taken out, so there's just a little bit left in that morale bar. They've got a few more blisters they can pop on that ISD, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. They've only got about 60 left on it.
Ralph is trying to survive there.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Trying to survive, bobbing, weaving, dodging any way they can.
Okay, they are pushed back there.
Yeah, and there goes
Ralph
the
goes
flip.
down.
Ralph finally goes down there. Cavern Angels is out of phase in weird ways in this one, right? Like, they're still coming in on the ISD because maybe there's just not a good way to get back. Like, you can see it in the mini-map in your upper right hand, right? There's still 3 little white dots floating around, 2 little white dots floating around over there on that ISD. Because they know, because they know these assault frigates, there's no way they're going to be able to chew through 2 of these. fast enough before Cavern Angels is able to throw enough starships at that ISD. And so
That's a very good point. They've got themselves in a good situation right now.
And so now we're sort of caught in this odd dance here where it's just like Kriegzilla, oh no, with an Ion on Kriegzilla. Are they going to survive there? Oh, the shields are back up on the Star. Okay, the shields are back down on the Star Destroyer. And and there's still little white gnats flying around that screen trying to take out that ISD. It's taken them forever because it's out of phase. They're all there. It sort of is what it is. But Imperial is sort of locked in this this unfortunate choice where they really can't get into, like, they really can't take down these frigates. They really can't farm AI fast enough in order to do all the things they need to do to flip the phase. And Cavern Angels is taking full advantage.
They are.
of this setup. Like, I mean, Imperial Guard does have a full morale bar. There's no morale to be had here,
on
right?
that front.
But and those shields come back up again. This is it's such a weird thing. I don't know if this is going to work. Like, we now are starting to see the fruits of that labor, I think, go bad. Yeah, I think Cavern Angels has decided to call off that assault on the ISD. They realize now that they simply did not have the oomph to push through there. That right shield generator is key.
They weren't. I mean, they've done really good with disabling it in the past and then just doing a bunch of damage, but they weren't able to capitalize on the amount of damage while it was disabled. Ralph was getting targeted really hardcore. There was another player getting targeted really hardcore. So Imperial Guard did a really good job there, and I think Cavern Angels got a little too cocky.
No, it looks like IG is also down a player as well. That is absolutely horrifying. I mean, at this point in the game, right? Normally there are absolutely rules in there where we've got restarts available if a player disconnects early in the round, but unfortunately this late into it, they are unfortunately 4 on 5 here, and they are continuing to fight. They still have the ability to assault this MC-75, but it is significantly reduced without that 5th player. We see them get back in now, but unfortunately, I do agree it might be too little too late.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess even then, right, Cavern Angel did make the right call eventually to call off that attack and swing back into defense once they saw it was not going to work out. So I don't know if... Yeah, right. I don't know if the player swinging back in or even dropping would have made an impact, at least given the game state that things were in. Obviously, it's not going to help Imperial Guard, and you sort of hate to see something like that happen in, you know, what could be a critical match of the grand finals of the tournament you're playing in. But at the same time, you have to give Cavern Angels credit where credit is due in this just absolutely aggressive onslaught of the Imperial Guard here.
They're doing a really good job of communicating. Also, they weren't so hardcore on their strategy that they actually left. They're like, okay, this isn't working. Let's go back.
Yeah, and you know what?
There we go.
And to their credit, right, they did so well, comparatively speaking, in those opening phases that they had the flexibility to do it, right? They had the flexibility to make the wrong call, at least for a little bit, regroup, and then finish off the game. Wow, I almost want to say in a little bit of a whimper compared to some of the crazy exciting matches we saw, especially versus the Randalorians, right, where it's a base race. Nobody knows who's going to win. It's down to the wire at the very last minute. This was just not the case, and I don't know if maybe it's the opposite effect here. Maybe Cavern Angels just simply read Imperial Guard's book, and we've just got this weird rock, paper, scissors relationship between teams at large here. But congratulations is still certainly in order for our victors here today. Cavern Angels taking the grand finals versus Imperial Guard in our Calrissian Cup Summer Major Event. 3-0. Wow. What a set of games from Cavern Angels.
A huge showing from Cavern Angels, and not to take anything away from Imperial Guard. Maybe they won against Splinter and they're like, oh crap, we used all of our power. They only had so much reserves of skill.
You know, it may be. I don't know, and I'm sure it will. They'll dive into their own analysis of things after this, make the changes, because that's who Imperial Guard are. Right? They came into this ready to take down the top seed, right? The top players in this game. Did so successfully, and then hey, I'm sure next time around they'll be ready for Cavern Angels. But in the meantime, Cavern Angels, you guys are moving on. You've got your golden ticket to the October event. We'll of course see you all in the August Summer Minor, right? Yes, I know I've got it right. I have to remember the date. Maybe it's even going to be on my birthday. I don't know. We'll find out. Thanks again to all the folks in TGS Gaming. Thanks, Uplink. You're always a pleasure to work with here.
You right back at you, man.
That hair,
lovely,
my good
lovely.
Man. Hammer, thanks again for casting with us as well today. We'll see you all next month.
May the Force be with you.
Yes, of course. Why wouldn't we sign off with that?